Polivoks, Russian synthesizer from the early 1980s. We also have this cheat sheet for those not familiar with Cyrillic alphabet. We have two oscillators. We have a modulating oscillator, 1 and 2 voice option, output that needs to be switched on, volume, and we have a basic mixer here, the filter, and an envelope that controls that filter. Then we have the amplifier and an envelope that controls that amplifier. It can just be a monosynth. There's one oscillator. Mix in the second oscillator for a bit of timbre. It's the resonance on the filter. Simple. The oscillators have all the normal transpositions, wave shapes. You can modulate the oscillators from this source here. What is really great about this synth though is the fact that you can auto trigger the envelope that controls the filter, and then you can auto trigger the envelope that controls the amplifier, and use those two things to create kind of polyrhythmic effects. So if I auto trigger here and then put that on key on, so what's happening now that both of those are down is that we're auto triggering the envelope that controls the amplifier. This is the decay. So then we can also auto trigger the filter, and then we bring that in here. So there's the filter frequency. You see here, that's the decay on that envelope. It's great, I love it. And that's the Polivoks in a nutshell. It's also worth noting that the Polivoks has a MIDI mod. Inside this little sidearm here, we have what's called what I call the KGB switch. It gives you access to trigger and pitch information, so gate and pitch. So I've hooked up the dark time sequencer here, the dope for dark time. It's a pretty straight ahead sequencer. Just make sure all of the switches are down if you want to make a continuous 16-step sequence. You can hear it now. This is what happens when the MIDI switch isn't in. It does still receive gate. But then if I bring in the switch, the sequence is activated. So just another great feature.